Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chat Club podcast.
Yes, welcome. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
It's been a whole week.
Welcome back. It's been a whole week since we last seen each other.
Aired.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for the love on last
Yes.
week's episode. Feels so good to be back.
Yeah.
And
Very demure, very mindful.
Very demure, very mindful. We're back. We're better than ever.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, Faith, how was your week?
It's good. Oh my gosh. There's like a huge heat wave going on right now.
It's so fucking hot.
I know. Our friend Jamie, so her AC went out on like Sunday, I think. And so the people won't come and fix it until like the end of the week. But this is like the heat waves happening from yesterday to today.
Right now. Yeah.
So I guess so she has 2 kids and she was trying to put them to sleep last night, but it was like 87 degrees in her house.
Right.
And no one could fall asleep in that temps. I don't know how they did in the olden days, but
Yeah.
so she had to go and pack up the kids and take them to a hotel. But by that time they were all wide awake. So I'm like, fuck, that's hell, bro.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm listening. I'm just getting our stories organized this week because this week we're actually gonna talk about pop culture. So she's like in a hotel now, or no?
I think it was just for the night.
Okay, it's just for the night.
Yeah, she said she felt super grimy and gross from all the sweat from being how hot in the house, you know?
Oh my god, I can't even imagine.
I know.
Yikes! Well, besides being hot, you know, how's everything been?
Good. I've been loving Sabrina Carpenter's new album.
Okay, good. It's a story.
Oh, okay.
So we'll talk about it
Okay,
soon.
cool.
Yes.
We'll have to tell what's your favorite song in the album, because I've been listening to it nonstop.
Well, it's one of our story. Well, it's kind of like, we can talk about it. We can talk about the album because it's not really a story about the album, but we can talk about her album. So I'll tell you mine.
Okay.
Mine, besides like
the
Please We Please.
Yeah,
and
the
whatever,
main.
the espresso. Yeah.
The other singles.
Is Taste.
Very good one.
Which is a new single from her
Yeah,
album.
but it's so good. I think that's like that's like her best out of the 3 that she's already released, you know?
Yes. And then Coincidence.
That's a good one. My favorite one is Bed Chem.
Oh, Bad Cam, yeah.
It's been playing in my head all day. Well, that and like Slim Pickens.
Oh, that one's a good one too.
Yeah, and I'm like, girl, you're making me love country again. Okay.
No, literally.
No, yeah.
Everything.
I'm sorry.
So
we keep on interrupting each other.
I just cut you off. I know.
No, because like I'll think about something and then you'll talk, so I'm like, that's okay. I can hold it in. But
see, I can't do that, and that's why like I cut someone off. It's because like if I don't say it at the moment, it's gone.
No, that's
my thought.
And that's exactly
gone.
Me too. So that's where we're always interrupting each other because we'll never get a chance to say it again.
Like last week's episode, I kept interrupting you with every single thought you had. And I was like, I am such an ass.
No, I think about that whenever I'm hearing it and I'm interrupting you. I'm like, fuck, shut up, Faith. Just let the man talk.
Like, I'm like, I don't let this woman breathe. Like,
no,
I don't.
That's how I feel about you. Like, for me, for you. Oh my God.
Yeah. But we did have a little feedback from last week's episode.
Okay, did we?
Yes, and I do want to say, so Abby, my stepdaughter, so her and her friends listen to the podcast.
Oh, I thought she didn't. I thought she said it was.
No, well, she doesn't, but her friends do.
Makes sense.
She's like, well, her reasoning is like, I see you guys in person. I don't need to listen to you guys.
I mean, that's fair. But
yeah, that's totally fair. I see her every day, so it's whatever. But so one of her friends, Sam, he's gonna be like, oh my God, shout out Sam. Because we were talking about Demure and Brat and like how I believe you can't be Demure and Brat at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Because the 2 are polar opposites, blah, blah, blah. And then you were like, can you? You were questioning me. And which is totally cool. Love a little, a little rival.
Yeah.
A little whatever.
A give and pull.
Conflict.
Yeah.
A give and pull. He was like Lady Gaga.
Oh. That's a great example.
That's what I said.
That's like a 1 in a million. Not everyone's a Lady Gaga. But he got us there.
No, he clocked me. I was like, oh my God, wait, how? That is so true. Like she was doing jazz piano with Tony
Bennett.
Bennett, thank you. And then also like on the Chromatica tour. Like like she was doing both.
Mm-hmm. Like she was being very
example.
brat yet also demure, wearing her meat dress to the red carpet.
Absolutely. So it was so good. And did you see on TikTok about the demure like scandal?
No, there's a scandal?
Well, it's not because she did anything scandalous, but it was like because she was like going to, she wants to profit off of this trend, right? Like
jewels? We're talking about jewels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about jewels. And as she should. She's the one who like made it a trend.
She's the creator.
She's the creator. She made it successful, whatever. She wants to make it profit off of it. Go ahead, do it.
Right.
Well, someone like a gossip TikTok or whatever pointed out that someone went ahead and trademarked very demure, very mindful. And she was going to come out with like merch and everything that said like very demure, very mindful. And so she had like a full on meltdown.
Oh my God.
Being like, oh my God, I thought I was going to be able to like fund the rest of my transition, like help my family out. I thought I was going to be able to do this because like she can't use that phrase if it's trademarked. And then like a ton of people, and I mean like a ton of people on TikTok were like stitching her video of her meltdown being like, listen, there are things you can do. Like there are things like there's laws in place because of this. Like, because I'm pretty sure the person who's tried to trademark it was from Canada. And so in Canada's like laws and also like maybe US laws, like first use has like, it's like first come, first serve. You know what I mean? Like if someone is known for making this phrase or whatever, they have first say on trademarking it. And so, and like you have to have like evidence and proof and whatever. And since this is like a very like viral thing and it came from her, videos, she has proof. And I guess today she said like, I got a team together. Don't you worry. Like I got my trademark in place.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad there were people helping her out instead of just like watching her wallow.
Bethany,
and spiral.
I don't know if you know who Bethany Frankel is.
She invented Skinny Girl wine.
Yes. Okay.
That's
So she was. I love her TikTok. Like I just love her. I think she's hilarious. But she was also a Real Housewife.
Yes.
Yes. But she was stitching it because she like handles a ton of trademarks. Like she owns a ton of like phrases and words and stuff. Like I didn't know she owned food porn in television.
Oh.
And in order for someone to use like food porn in like a television show, they have to pay her.
Oh. I didn't know that was a thing. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for her.
I know. Same. I was like, okay, we love a woman in business. A woman in finance, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah. I know, but like Sabrina Carpenter, back to her. Did you like her music video?
Yes. I texted you, remember? I was like, this music video is iconic.
Yeah, you did.
Iconic.
Yeah, you texted me in the morning. I was sleeping, but yes.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. Never would have guessed her and Jenna Ortega being close or anything like that. I feel like they're on like the opposite sides of the industry.
Right.
Sabrina is, sexy music, right? And then Jenna Ortega is spooky acting, right? So sometimes they go hand in hand, I guess, for like this music video. And
that's kind of crazy.
Executed, pun intended, it very well.
It was so good.
It was so good.
It was so camp. It was like everything. Yeah, I loved
just
it.
like the beat of the music. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So good. No, kudos to her.
Kudos to her.
I'm very happy for her and I want to love her music, but I keep on hearing that she's like a mean girl. Her and Blake Lively. Have you heard about Blake Lively?
That's a story, so we can talk about that.
Is it?
During the story?
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. Because I wanted to talk about it last week, but nothing was coming into my head. It was like the first episode, and my mind went blank. I'm like,
I know.
I watched Lord of the Rings this summer.
Yeah, no, for real.
Okay.
No, so I did not hear that. I did not hear Sabrina Carpenter was a mean girl, but like. given everything she went through,
Yeah.
you know, with
Well,
the Olivia Rodrigo saga and like the
I
whole
only heard it
thing.
because of it was like through wait staff, like people who've waited on her at restaurants. I don't know if that's
Jesus.
true. Also,
Yeah.
she's probably fucking
Sometimes
pissed
I'm
off
just
with
like-
everyone always being in her face. I'd be fucking ticked off and just want to get my stuff too.
Let's talk about Chapel Roan for a sec.
Oh yeah, she doesn't want anyone by her. Just leave me alone.
Did you see her TikTok?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so she made a TikTok, which like at first, like I didn't really understand what she was trying to say. Like she like it literally came off to me. This is how I read it, was like she doesn't like anybody coming up to her. If she's walking down the street and like someone wants a picture with her, do not approach her. Like she will cuss you the fuck out. Like that's basically how it was. And you know, it kind of was going viral on Twitter, and like everybody was like, listen, girl, like if like this is the industry, this is Hollywood, this is how it's been for the past whatever. And like if you're famous, like it's just you get unwanted attention. It's just kind of how it goes.
Yep.
And like we understand protect your peace, but like at the same time, if a fan is wanting a photo or something, or just to talk to you or whatever, and you're going to give them the cold shoulder, like no offense, but that fan is what put you in that place. Like your fans are the only reason why you have what you have.
Right.
And so that was kind of like my take and then everybody else's take. But then she went ahead and made like a slide, you know, of like on Instagram, kind of like explaining to everybody what she was meaning. And like basically it was like, if you're a fan, she would love to talk to you. If like you're like whatever, but like she doesn't want to like like if she doesn't want to touch you or whatever, like she doesn't want to be harassed. She's had like people like track her family down and like be like super fucking weird.
I see.
Like I understand that. So
well, I'm glad she went into more in depth than just saying like leave me the fuck alone, you know?
Yeah, because it like came off weird. Yeah.
But I mean, that's how the cookie crumbles, you know. If you want to be famous,
if you want to be famous, you just get unwanted attention.
Yeah, that's just kind of part of the deal.
That's how the ball rolls.
Exactly. I got Hulu, by the way. Sorry, that's random.
You have
but
Hulu.
I was thinking about it. Made me think of the show Delicate, of like the deal of being famous or whatever. And then I'm like, I gotta tell him. Not yet. I literally just combined it with my Disney Plus like 2 days ago.
Good for you.
I know. So I'm part of the Hulu club now.
Well, Hulu is coming out with a new show called Mid-Century Modern, and it's kind of like a gay version of the Golden Girls.
Interesting. Okay.
And it got picked up by Hulu, so they'll be coming out next spring, I believe. It has Matt Bomer in it.
You are a fan of the Matt Bomer.
He is? Wow. Yeah, so I cannot wait. And he plays like a Rose character, so I'm like, oh my God, wait. Like that's going to be like me. Because I am like Rose.
I'll be honest, I've never sat through a full episode of Golden Girls.
Oh my God, it's phenomenal.
I used to get it confused with Gilmore Girls, but I also never watched that either. It's just the titles of the names.
No, totally fair. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But everyone was like, oh my God, Lorelai, Rory. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I refuse to know what you're talking about.
Yeah, same. Like I've never watched Gilmore Girls. I don't need to see it.
No. The closest I got was One Tree Hill, and I watched all of it. I was content with my life. And I'm like, okay, no need to go further and explore any other shows similar to.
Right. Big Brother.
Yes, I was going to ask, are we catching up on that? Or
do you want to do a little?
We can do a little touch up.
Yeah, let's just do a little touch up. Mm-hmm. So Big Brother.
Yes.
A little recap. Mm-hmm. So T-Core won HOH. Well, first, who went home?
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Girl, bye.
Okay. Girl, bye. Angela's message, a goodbye message at the end.
She had every right to be pissed off.
That's why you should have eaten my charcuterie board.
I was pissed off for her, too. I'm like, she won that for her HOH.
Okay.
That's so fucking rude. Why don't you tell the audience about?
Okay, yeah. So, so Angela was HOH a week prior, right? And so then, like after that week ended, there's like a
bunch of goodies still left over. Oh,
yeah,
my bad.
And there was a new competition for
yes.
HOH, and she got to play because Quinn took over her HOH.
Yeah,
right?
so she really didn't have any power of the HOH.
Yeah, so she got to play because whatever. And it was the wall competition. And the first one or first few, whatever, to fall off the wall became a have-not. And when you're a have-not on Big Brother, you don't get to take warm showers. You don't get to drink any, like, you get to drink water, and that's about it. And then you get to eat slop, and that's all you get to eat. And it's like a salty oatmeal.
Yeah. And you have to sleep in the have-not room, which are very uncomfortable beds. They're like pretty much stiff as a board. You could probably bring in some blankets, but that's pretty much it.
Right. And so she became a have-not because she fell off first. Well, so she's only allowed to eat slop, and Brooklyn takes the power into her hands to take over or take all of the meat and cheeses from the charcuterie that Angela got last week, being HOH.
Yep.
And putting a charcuterie board together. And Angela was like...
just rolling on the floor in the back.
Like having a full-on meltdown. Because she's like, charcuterie is like my favorite thing in the world. And I can't even eat it. And that's my charcuterie. And it's like, she didn't even ask. Like,
no, she didn't. It'd be different if she'd be like, hey, listen.
So... I have like a take, which might be a hot take, but I don't think it is.
Okay.
Angela from Big Brother is literally Trisha Paytas on Celebrity Big Brother.
You're right. Now it has a washcloth.
Yes, exactly. Exactly the same energy.
Yes,
And
I can totally see that.
It was so funny when Angela was like, that's what you get, Brooklyn. You should have eaten my charcuterie board. It was giving like also a little bit of like Rachel Riley, and she was like, you're getting way too close to my man. Like, yeah.
I love that. I'm definitely warming up to Angela, except I guess I was watching behind the scenes, but I guess she freaked out and was trying to align to get Tucker out, and then Tucker blew up at her and said like, bitch, I had your back this whole time. Yeah. Now you lost me. And I'm like,
so basically what happened this week is like T-Core won HOH, and T-Core and Chemo have kind of been running the house, right? Like they flip votes. They're like kind of like,
but they're also just very silent and very watchful for what they do.
Yeah, and so they're the reason why Cedric got home. They're the reason why Brooklyn was sent home. And T-Core wins HOH. And then her nominations were so confusing to me. Like, you put up Cam, which made sense to me. And then you put up MJ, Mackenzie, which didn't really make sense to me because Mackenzie has been following along to what T-Core and Chemo want. And then she puts up Tucker as a pawn, knowing that Tucker probably has the biggest target on his back in the game. So that was like, I'm like, so, and they're also in an alliance together. So I'm just like, who are you really wanting Tucker to stay, or are you like putting him on the block hoping that he loses?
Or I guess she's hoping that no one knows that she's in alliance with him, and they would probably they would know she was in an alliance with him if she didn't put him on the block.
Right.
Because he is such a huge target.
Yeah.
And then for Mackenzie, she was quizzing her saying like, who would you put up? And then she like named off all the people in her alliance. So she's like, well, bitch, if you're going after them, then you got to go up.
You're right.
And then Cam, he's just part of the Pentagon. I don't know.
Also, like Cam, like, dude, so glad that you're on the block because like you're finally getting some airtime. Like, what a fucking floater.
I know. Besides him flirting with Leah or something like that.
I know. And so, anyways, so I know who wins veto. Do you want to know?
Sure, tell me.
Okay, so
I know it. I know it's not Tucker or Angela because they have punishments right now.
No, it's not. Yes, they do have punishments. Cam won veto.
Good for him. He did something.
He took himself off the block, as one does.
Did she put up Leah?
No, T-Core puts up Angela.
What's okay?
So now
I don't
Angela,
agree with
Mackenzie,
what she's doing.
right? Angela, Mackenzie, and Tucker on the block. So one of the three are going home on Thursday. And I just I'm like, what are you doing? Like, literally, what are you doing? You have Leah sitting there that you haven't. You have Chelsea, you have Robina, but her and Robina are like closely.
And she's T-Core's also getting really close with Chelsea too.
Damn.
So it's like, as the Queen Sabrina says, it's slim pickings.
Right.
But I don't know why she didn't put up Leah. I guess she's been like, for 3 or 4 times she's made derogatory terms about race or something like that. So I'm like, bitch, why aren't you sending her ass home?
Which she keeps like getting called to the DR room to like talk about it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what like her deal. I think like Leah is on the wrong show.
Yeah. She should be on
you know
like
what I mean?
Love is Blind or some shit.
Or like Love Island. Like that's where she needs to be. Just like not Big Brother.
No.
But like also like making everybody fall in love with her.
I know, but she was she was definitely hired to just do showmances. Like she wasn't actually like brought up on the show to actually play game. It's literally just to make a showmance because I go crazy for fucking showmances. I love a good showmance.
Yeah. Do you think that like, well, okay, so I like read this Twitter thread or whatever about Leah, and it was like she has made all like the boys fall in love with her, but she can't get the man that she actually wants. And then she's won 0 competitions and she's avoided the block the entire time. Is she the only one who hasn't been on the block?
I could have thought she was on it, but now I'm thinking maybe she wasn't. T-Core's never been on the block.
Okay, you're right. And neither has Chemo.
No, he was on the first night. He saved himself in the BBAI, otherwise he would have gone home.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
He surprised me. I'm like, bitch, proud of you. Yeah,
proud of you. Yeah, so I don't really know. I'm really hoping like Tucker wins the AI arena and you know, takes himself off the block. What do you think about the AI instigator?
I mean, I'm not surprised that it was Tucker because, you know, but it makes me feel like, don't you think the house guests will know it is Tucker because he is an instigator? But then I understand that America never want to choose anyone else besides maybe like Angela because everyone else is boring.
So I voted. This is who I voted.
Oh, you did vote?
Yes, I voted for Tucker, and then I also voted for T-Core because I would have loved to see what she did with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, how would you use it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I'd be curious to that too.
Yeah, and so those are the 2 that I voted for. Tucker got it, and this is his strategy. I think is like let me point out a flaw in my game, and pick on me so people don't assume it's me.
Yeah.
And that's why he chose Quinn to be like say that like Robina and him.
Yeah.
Like we should have got a Robina out because now Tucker's game or whatever. And then Robina like had a meltdown because of it. And
then he felt so fucking bad. I'm like, at least you have feelings.
But then he didn't tell her.
Nope.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm glad he didn't tell her though.
No.
Because
he's serious about his game. He really is.
Yeah. But like she's also serious about her game. Like I've been watching the live feeds and stuff, and she's like, listen, if it like comes to like him or me, like he's out. So
that's like how Blue was last year.
Yeah.
With I don't even remember what his name was.
Neither do I.
And he's irrelevant. But
yeah.
Anyway, let's start.
Jared.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I was thinking Derek, and I don't know why.
So that was your BB recap. Are you ready to get into the top 3 stories of the week?
Hit me. Let's do it. Let's dive.
Let's do it. Sabrina Carpenter gets interviewed on the street by a TikToker who doesn't know who she is.
You're joking.
Yes, I'm not joking. So Sabrina Carpenter was stopped on the streets in New York City for an interview, and the TikToker conducted, but didn't know who he was talking to. At the beginning of the video, uploaded on Saturday, Carpenter walked on the sidewalk while waving at fans, and the TikToker, whose name is Judy Jupiter, was on live stream and asked Carpenter to join the live stream. And he goes, "What's your name?" And she goes, "Sabrina, what's your name?" And he goes, my name is Jupiter. Say hi to my followers. And she questions him, like, are you on live? And he says, yes. And she goes, oh, that's so cool. What's your account? And he says like his account to her, and she goes, oh, cool. And he goes, wait, what's your account? And she goes, it's just my name. And he goes, okay, what's your name? And she goes, Sabrina Carpenter. And he goes, oh, cool. Do you want a shout out on my live? And she said, sure. And she's like, oh my God, this is so cool. And he goes, well, I just do all the hot girls in Soho and Fire Island. So I just thought I would like do it. And she goes, oh, I feel so honored. And he goes, do you want to shout out anything in particular? And she goes, well, I just came out with an album. And he goes, okay, cool. Who did you work with on the album? And she goes, it's just Sabrina Carpenter. It's me. So this guy had no idea who Sabrina Carpenter was.
I love that. Oh my God. I can't only imagine what was going on through her head. Like, she was playing along with it for a little bit. And then he was like, yeah, so who'd you work on the album with?
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, she's
Me.
like, and because he was like kind of like insinuating like whose album did he work on? And she was like, mine.
He's
Sabrina
like,
Carpenter.
did you help out with Taylor Swift or Selena Gomez?
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it's just kind of so funny. Like, do you? And she kind of like she handled it like a humble queen.
Yep.
Very demure, very mindful.
What's your name? Sabrina.
Sabrina. That's so funny. Do you think she like knew that he like didn't know who she was?
I don't know, but I mean,
I know,
if
that's
he
kinda
like
how I
maybe
feel.
only listens to like indie rock or something,
Right.
Because
right.
I can like with the name Jupiter, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or like maybe like punk rock, like 3 Days Grace or something. Obviously, he's not gonna know who Sabrina, pop queen Sabrina Carpenter is.
Sabrina Carpenter.
I love how he's like, yeah, what's your account name? Oh, it's my name. What's your name?
And it's like he clearly had no idea who she was.
Yeah, I just
do you
picked
think
the
he
hottest
was like
chicks out in Soho.
like do you think he was so gagged when he found out that it was like actually Sabrina Carpenter, a pop icon?
Oh my God, I just love how he has it. You know, you can always look back on it now and he'll know. He'll fucking know.
Like he learned that day.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people on his live were like, oh my God, Sabrina Carpenter. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
God. What are your thoughts about her breaking up with Barry Cogan?
So I guess the rumor is that like they have had an on again, off again relationship the entirety of the relationship. So it's not like abnormal for them to like break up and then get back together and break up. And honestly, like,
what do you think is the reasoning? Do you think it's because he has a baby and she's not? I can't see her settling down to be a mom.
No, I think probably because it's like
mom
I
life.
love her and I think that she's probably like emotionally or whatever
attached. I'm sorry. I'm interrupting you again.
Good.
I'm just speaking what's on in my head.
Yeah. Talk.
As one does. But anyway, that's what people do.
That's called thinking.
That's right. No, you know, her career is just like really taking off right now.
Skyrocketing. Yeah.
So, and he has like, I mean, not that his isn't either, but you know, dad life I'm sure comes first for him.
Yeah. Well, I think so. To me, like, I know she's like emotionally invested in probably relationships or whatever, but I think like honestly, like she needs to date up. Like she like, yes, he was cute for a moment because of like Saltburn and he had his moment and he was like whatever. But now it's like that's burnt out. He's kind of like becoming like whatever, and she needs to date another A-list. Like a A-lister, like she's on the top of her game. Like let's like be done with this on again, off again thing. It's obviously not that serious. Like let's date somebody else. Like,
who would you set her up with? Like if you knew her very well.
That's a great question. You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
No, so remember she's like 5 foot.
Yeah,
you need to put that into perspective.
Right,
she's
right.
so tiny.
I think like Glenn Powell maybe.
I can't see him settling down with anyone. He's just a flirt. He's gonna be a bachelor forever. Like.
But also that's how she is.
I know. So maybe we don't want her to settle down. We need her to just thrive.
I need her to like date.
Oh, like just have flings?
Yeah, like little things here and there. And like that's always a good publicity for your like that's just like good career move. It just is.
Yeah.
Like your name is always in the press.
Oh,
like,
I know.
It's always like
what's the other guy, the lead guy, Nate something from Saltburn. Remember we couldn't say his last name?
Nate.
No, it's Jake. No, it's Nate. Elordi.
Jacob Elordi.
Oh, wait, I think his name is Nate in Euphoria.
In Euphoria, yeah. And I'm like, who are you talking about? But I understand.
Okay. I just had a little stroke. It's okay.
No, we just had to like follow your train of thought a little bit.
Yes, Nate.
Yeah.
Jake. Anyway, so yeah, like he was in the press a lot for having little on again, off again, little relationships. You know, he had Zendaya.
Well,
Kaya Gerber. And then now I think he's dating that Jade girl whose mom was on Full House and then she went to jail for buying her into college or something.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Well, they've been on again, off again for a long
they have
time,
to?
too.
Oh,
Olivia
okay.
Jade. Yeah, Olivia Jade.
That's what
so Sabrina's supposed to perform at the VMAs alongside Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes. Do you know that do you know there's a love triangle between Sabrina Carpenter, Shawn Mendes, and Camila Cabello?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, Taste is supposed to be about Shawn Mendes. Yeah, because they got back together.
I am speechless.
I know! That's what I thought. I was like, wait, what?
Wait, who?
I was like, finding out
who gave them
news?
the green light to put them all together on one night?
Right.
Especially
like,
with Camila and Shawn just breaking up again for like the second or third time.
Marketing, like these people.
We're in the Big Brother house. Like, I swear to God.
They need a raise. They need a raise. Like, that is crazy. Amazing. Oh, this is God. Like giving old, like early 2000s vibe of like
we got Britney, Justin, Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, Christina Aguilera. Yes.
She was a pop star.
Hilary Duff.
Lindsay
Duff.
Lohan.
Aaron
Carter.
Aaron Carter. Yes.
Oh my God, let's keep naming them off. Okay.
I know. It's like, it's getting so good. I'm like, oh my God, wait. I cannot wait. And then she's probably going to like perform Taste because it's the new single.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're going to be there.
When is the MTV Awards?
I think it's September. Like September 10th, maybe.
Oh, okay. So it's after Labor Day.
Yes.
On a Sunday, probably. They're always on Sundays.
Probably on a Sunday. So it's probably like the 14th or 16th.
Oh my God.
Should I look it up?
You should. When I think of VMAs or MTV, whatever it is, I think of right before we started our sophomore year of high school. Oh my God,
wait. They're going to be held the 20th. Wait, that doesn't make sense. Hold on. Sorry, go on.
Did you look up for 2024?
Yeah. Oh, I just put 2014.
See, funny you bring that up. Because I was thinking about the time, it was summer. It was right before we started our sophomore year of high school, and we all gathered around and we watched Miley Cyrus. I know. We all watched Miley Cyrus twerk with Robin Thicke. That is what shook America right there.
Oh my God, you're right.
Yeah. Not the pandemic. It was that. That's what shook America first in the 21st century. He ain't listening.
September 11th.
Is that a good choice? Who chose this?
Sir, what? Who made that decision?
Well, someone's going to be calling 911 that night. Okay.
Yikes.
Did you know that's why the tourist, or not the tourist, the terrorist chose it that day?
Oh, because of 911?
Yeah. I had no idea.
Fucked up.
I had no idea. Like, who fucking
plans
that shit? Oh, terrorists. Right.
Yes, like actually crazy people. Yeah. Anyway, so moving on and speaking about Sabrina Carpenter and Jenna Ortega, she was doing an interview and she reveals how she reacted to the insane dating rumor that she was dating Johnny Depp.
That is appalling.
Yeah, so it's been a year since Jenna Ortega rumored romance with Johnny Depp made headlines. While speaking with BuzzFeed, they asked about what the craziest headline she's ever seen about herself, and she replied with, "Probably that I was in a serious relationship with Johnny Depp, and I wanted everybody to leave us alone." She goes, "I've never spoke on that. I never said anything like that." And she wanted to clarify, and she admitted that she found the rumors pretty hilarious at the time. She says, "I was on set. And Richard E. Grant came up to me and said, 'Oh, so you and Johnny?' And she reacted saying, 'I laughed because I don't even know that person.'"
I can see her saying that too and hear her voice.
Yes. And her spokesperson last year basically said that like they are not in a relationship together or whatever. But that is crazy. That also, I forgot all about that rumor.
I did. I did too. That was like a while ago, but
yeah.
Yeah, because it would pop up on my BuzzFeed, like, "Oh my God, did you hear? Did you hear this?" And I'm like,
right,
please. Also,
please.
Johnny Depp would not be putting that much light on him after the whole Amber Heard scenario.
Right. Why would he? Yeah, that like, no.
No, people are idiots.
No. Yeah, so that was our second story. I kept it short and sweet.
Yes.
Because we got to get into story number 3.
Yes, okay.
Okay, story number 3. It Ends With Us sequel is in doubt, aimed to Blake Lively and Justin Bourdais feud, saying there's probably no world in which they will ever work together again. So, have you seen It Ends With Us?
Yes, it was very good.
Same. It was so
did you read the book beforehand? Because I did not.
No.
I was all in shock. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Who knew this?
Well, I knew what it was. Like, I knew what it was because, like, the toast, they read it, and, like, I, like, learned about the whole book through the toast. But also, like, Abby and Leah read the book and stuff. And, well, we all know, like, it was a huge phenomenon, right? Like, the book was a huge phenomenon. And then when they were, like, the casting came out and, like, Blake Lively was playing it, there was a whole, like, scandal because they thought she was too old to play the character. But anyhow, so basically, like, the lore of this is a few weeks before they started doing the press conference for It Ends With Us, the entire cast unfollowed Justin Bourdais on Instagram.
Correct.
Like, Colleen Hoover unfollowed him, Blake Lively, and, like, basically everybody. And then they started doing press, and he was absent. Like, they were doing... And he was absent from any interviews, any press.
No photos, nothing.
No photos. They were not even together. They weren't together. And it was kind of, like, weird. And there was, like, speculation of being like, wait, like, what happened on set? Like, what is going on?
Right.
And rumor was, like, he was creating a very toxic environment for women on the set. And he was very aggressive. And because he was the director and he was starring in it. And then I guess, like, he was making comments about Blake Lively because there's, like, a sex scene in it. And he was, like, telling her that, like, maybe you shouldn't, maybe we should cut this out of the movie because, like, you just had a baby in your postpartum body. And, like, commenting on women's weight and blah, blah, blah. And then also there was, like, a thing about picking her up. Like, he didn't know if he could pick her up because of the weight that she gained. It was, like, a whole thing. Yeah.
Well, that's
and
not
so,
good.
like... Right. And then all of a sudden he hires what is it called? Like a PR crisis team.
Oh, okay.
And it was the PR crisis team that did Johnny Depp's PR crisis. And all of a sudden, like literally like a day later, all of these like snippets of Blake Lively's interviews and like press and stuff come out, and it's like making her look really bad. Like some of it was poor.
Oh,
like,
yeah, no, I've seen some of them. It's, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Like, a lot of them are poor. And they were, like, basically, because Justin Bourdais started, like, doing his own press release for the movie. And whenever he was asking about it, he was just like, you know, this is, like, a very serious movie. We talk about a very serious conversation and blah, blah, blah. And then she would be like, oh, my God, yeah, like, where are your florals, girls, to the movie? And, like, did you see the interview where she was like...
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
What they're like, hey, if your fan was like going through this and like whatever, like what would you ask? And she was like, well, are we talking like social security number? Like, and it's
I know.
Like,
I feel like she's
tone deaf.
She's trying to be super funny because Ryan Reynolds is her husband and he's always funny. So I feel like she's trying all the time now.
Right.
There was this one interview where this woman, so it was already
Yes,
leaked.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, I just said that to you.
Yeah.
This woman, you know, it was already leaked out that Blake Lively is with child, right? And so the interviewer starts...
Well, this is an older interview.
Yes. But so she starts out the interview by saying like, and congratulations to your little bump there. And she's like, congratulations to yours. Well, in fact, she ain't got no little bump because she's not pregnant. And comes out, she's actually infertile. She can't have children. She put that out there. But
okay.
So the interviewer is like, okay. And
gagged her.
And then her like one co-star tried taking some of the attention away, and she's like, oh, look at my bump. And then Blake's like making jokes about her and trying to like loosen her castmate up, you know, just And then, so the interviewer asked her about fashion. Like, what do you guys think? Like, what is your favorite fashion piece or something? And Blake's like, I wonder if you'll ever ask that about the men, And the interviewer's like, well. And then Blake cuts her off, starts talking to her castmate right next to her. She's like, oh my God, yeah, no, I love that. Oh my God, the loafers. Like, they're just going back and forth,
yeah.
talking. And this interviewer's just sitting here in silence, like, oh, yeah. So Blake, and they're not even having an interview with this interviewer. They're just going on and on about what they think about the fashion of this movie, and just completely ignores this lady. And so the lady posts that video, and she's like,
on YouTube.
Yeah, she's like, this is literally the worst interview I've ever had in my life.
So it's funny because that came out the day after he hired his PR crisis team, and that is an old interview.
Oh, yeah. Because I was like, I don't even know who that castmate is. I haven't seen her in anything.
Yeah.
So.
And... well, so basically, like, there's two sides of the story. Like, there's Justin Verdaney is like the god, and he is like, thank God he made this movie because he's taking it serious, and he has the hotline in his bio and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then there's Blake Lively, who is like this monster, and she's like doesn't take anything serious, like steamrolled him supposedly because like she had a director's cut from the movie and he did, and like all these things. And I just want to say there is a reason why the author and everybody else involved in the movie unfollowed him. Like, there is something that will come out, and there's a reason why he hired a crisis PR team. Like, there is going to be something that comes out that, like, probably shouldn't have happened. And, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, there's just...
well, like, I don't know who to believe, but it could also be because everyone wants to be Blake's friend. Everyone wants connections with Blake and her husband.
Yeah.
So that's probably like, if Blake says unfollow him and she doesn't like him, then they're going to do that.
But I just don't see a world where like Blake Lively is that demanding of being like, everybody else needs to unfollow him.
No, I bet you she didn't say you better. I'm sure she's like, oh, I'm not going to follow him. He's horrible. Like, yada, yada, like puts this in their ears. Yeah. And they're like, oh, okay, well, it's either Blake or Justin. They're going to choose Blake,
Right. Well, so let's get into the story because we haven't read it yet.
I thought that was our last story.
What is our last story? But I just haven't read the article.
Oh. My bad.
Okay. After 3 weeks of it in theater, it ends with us, the big screen adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling book. It's leaving everybody with the big question mark of like, is there going to be a sequel? And basically, a sequel of the novel, It Starts With Us, already exists. So there would be no need to stretch the source material of like basically trying to fabricate your own story. But moviegoers and like reporters and everybody kind of like in the Hollywood space are trying to see if it's actually possible. But people are saying it's unlikely, and it's kind of uncharted territory right now because nobody really knows what the sequel could look like. And there's probably not a world where the two will ever work together again. So... yikes. But I do want to say that the movie has grossed over...
yeah, it was a great film.
Yeah, it's like... grossed over $242 million worldwide.
Jeez.
Yes.
The casting for the younger Blake Lively character nailed it. She even had the voice. I literally sat back in my seat like, excuse me? Excuse me.
Literally. They are identical.
Also,
it's crazy.
They were like, did you put that, like when she was auditioning for the movie, they're like, did you put on a prosthetic mole? She's like, no. That's her own mole.
A mole. I know. And it's the same side.
In the same area.
They looked like the exact same.
I know, but she also kind of gave me young Meryl Streep vibes too.
Yes.
Or like her daughters look like them. Or like she looks like her daughters. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. This is probably like, hot take or whatever, but I'm full of those.
You are.
Nobody really likes my takes, and that's fine. I'm Team Blake on this one. Sorry. Like, the woman's always right.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle, more leaning to Justin.
Yikes.
I know. And I don't want to choose a man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I do see, like, I'm sorry.
I just see Mean Girl in her now, and I'm like, I don't want to.
Her co-star who played like the sister or whatever.
Yeah.
They asked like, how was it like working with?
I saw that.
Justin Burdini, like being a director and a star.
Dances right around it. Like
dances right around the question.
I cannot imagine being a director and an actor. I think I'm just stick with acting. Yeah. I'm like,
it was so funny. She was like my favorite in the movie.
Oh my god, she's always amazing in any movie, and she's fantastic. Yeah. Did you know that she dated Chris Evans for a long time?
Really?
Yeah, they were in a movie together. The one where either it's his daughter or he befriends a little girl who's like genius at math, and like her teacher is that lady, and then they connect, and then they date for a while after that. But
wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's kind of a slay.
Mm-hmm. Very much so for both parties. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so those were our top 3 stories of the week.
Yeah. Oh my god, we did it.
We did it.
We did it. In style, in flair. Under an hour.
Under an hour. That's crazy.
If we kept on talking about Big Brother, we'd be past an hour.
No, seriously. And but like I swear to God, like last
I
season
swear to
when
God.
we yeah, like last season when we used to recap Big Brother, it was a 30-minute recap.
It was. That was our whole half of the episode.
Yeah, I think people like got snooze. It was like a snooze fest for people.
I know, because not everyone watched Big Brother. I'm like,
it's not everybody's like cup of tea, which is fine. It's fine.
It's just ours, but you know.
Blaine's I feel like Blaine's heart is gonna be broken on Thursday because I think Tucker's going home.
He better not.
I know, and if he doesn't win AI Arena, he's going home. But he's against like Mackenzie and Angela. So
I still can't believe T-Core put up Angela. That was so stupid.
I'm glad, but I'm kind of glad that he doesn't have to go up against Cam.
Yeah.
So
even though Chelsea kicked his ass like flawlessly in the last AI.
True.
But Brooklyn was clueless. I kept on reading everything, and I'm like, it's right there. I'm even reading it. How can you not? Yeah. It's a burger bouquet.
Yes.
On snow. Like, what do you think?
Yeah. The underwater. I couldn't get the underwater one.
No, I couldn't either. And then all of a sudden, I was waiting for Chelsea to pull the win because I'm like, what?
Same.
Where'd you get that from?
No, literally me. I'm like, what? But yeah, so that's our episode this week.
Yes. I feel like there was another thing I was going to ask you, but Justin Bieber had a baby. Justin Bieber is a dad.
Justin Bieber's a baby.
What? I mean,
sorry.
Do you think he'll sing him that song for like a lullaby song?
You know what? I really hope so.
He better.
Maybe he'll come out with like a lullaby album.
Yeah.
And they'll be on it.
Or like he'll whisper, me plus you. I'ma tell you one time. He's like holding the baby.
That song still hits.
Everything about Justin Bieber still hits. I fucking love him.
I guess like when they announced that she was having, that she had her baby or whatever, that like Selena Gomez are trending on Twitter.
Why? Why are they just be happy for these bitches? Jesus Christ.
Just let these people like rest.
Right?
You know what I mean?
I know. Oh, and then Leah Michelle had a baby, which like.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. Can't always come out first, right?
Is she going to be able to read bedtime stories to the child? That's the real question.
I think that's all going to be put on the dad or her older son.
Yeah.
What's the baby's name? I don't even remember. Eloise?
I don't remember. I don't know either.
I'm surprised it's not Rachel. Like, she's so conceited with herself. How did she not name her Rachel Berry? Rachel? Or just Berry in general,
Yeah. And she can just say it's like Barry Keoghan, That's like inspired.
Yeah.
Full circle. Mm-hmm. Well, always bring it around.
Always. Like how JT does.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching this week's episode. Yes. You can find us anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your podcast. We are there. We're also available for visual listeners, youtube.com/@thechatclub podcast. And make sure you guys follow us on TikTok and Instagram @thechatclub. Make sure you follow Faith and I on Instagram and TikTok as well. I think that's it.
Yay! How exciting.
Yeah.
God, my skin looks great tonight. We did great.
I know, same.
Thank you. My skin is skinning.
Yeah, your skin is skinning.
Anyway. All right, it's been real, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.